Quick, get the episode ready before the reaction starts. I really enjoyed last episode. It was nice to have a little breather from all the intensity. And we also got a little bit of Daigo's backstory. And turns out this was not the first time he's dislocated his shoulder. And I'm worried about him. I think he's very determined, and I don't know exactly why. There was a little bit of the flashback where he was watching the TV with his mom, and there was a fire, and the mom was crying. And my negative side is thinking that maybe the dad was an arsonist, maybe a former firefighter turned arsonist, maybe hurt a lot of people, and maybe that's why Daigo changed his name and had to tell the instructor to keep his identity a secret, maybe. Oh, also, I like to make a lot of predictions, and it's fine if I'm wrong. The show will tell me eventually. So I'm still waiting to meet the character that has Nakamura Yuichi's voice actor. We heard him in the first episode. I know he's here somewhere. And Dio's voice actor is also here, but we only saw him once, so I want to see more of him. And I'm excited to see what happens in this episode. Maybe, well, I think there was it three months after the restaurant incident, and then Daigo is back. So I'm guessing Yuki has probably talked to Onoda already. So I want to see more of all three of them together. So I'm going to start the episode after a countdown. 3, 2, 1, play. Yuki, 20 years old. And I want to know more about Yuki's backstory too, because on her phone screen was a firefighter, maybe her dad. Hotel news, this is for a 10-year remembrance memorial. Maybe her father. 10 years ago. Oh, opening I'm sensing? Yep. I have so many questions. I want to know more about Daigo and his backstory. I want to see Nakamura Yuichi's character. I want to see Dio's character. I want to know more about Onoda. Yeah, we still haven't caught up to the moment in the first episode because that takes place in the future. It's jumping back and forth. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this series so far. I'm learning a little bit about the equipment that they use and I guess strategies for tackling incidents. I have a friend who's doing some volunteer firefighting, and it's going to be fun when they check out my reactions and check out the show and see how it differs from what they're doing. Fua Fire Station Singles Dormitory. Rope tying training harness. I wonder if the fire in Daigo's backstory is related to this incident 10 years ago. New Snisis. $140 people. I couldn't read the. I'll have to go back. I think they translated one of the names there just now. Did she lose her whole family? Well, last episode was fun mostly, and now I'm depressed. Is that her dad or older brother? My hero. All four members of her family. Oh, inspired by the firefighter that saved her. Youngest person to ever achieve this. Okay, so it wasn't her dad or brother. That was the firefighter who saved her. I wonder if it's Nakamura Yuichi's character. I hope they're not dead. Hotel's violation of fire safety laws. The defendant dying in prison. Is that the firefighter that saved her? Man-made tragedy. And if that CEO were still alive today, I would. Oh, this person has a scar. That's important. Dio? Is that Dio? Right? Nakamura-san? Okay, that's gonna confuse me because oh wait, Nakamura was her name. Okay, not confused. I think that was Dio. I don't think I'm I don't think I'm crazy, right? Really? I thought he knew where she was going. Oh God, you asked her that, right? Was the guy that saved her? That guy. And Yuki earlier was saying that she was, if the CEO had been alive, she would have him. Asahina Daigo? Wait, was is that Daigo's older brother? Controversial. I was thinking earlier when he took the mask off, he looked similar to Daigo, but I thought maybe it was just the art style. Genius. We're not able to manage his enormous talent, at times even causing confusion. Daigo in Georgia? It does look like Daigo that we know. Asahina Daigo. 10 years ago. So it's definitely not the Daigo that we know. So I think it's. I'm also embarrassed for you. Secondhand embarrassment. Uh, what did she say? Oh, he sent her the picture of him in the outfit. Is is that why she said die? I guess he didn't know. Well, you didn't know. She was really doing her best. Ah, the reveals in this episode. I'm gathering my thoughts and I'll say them at the end. You didn't know. Toake. Toake. Cyborg? His shoulder's okay? Okay. Man-made fire. He's gonna see, I'm guessing, his brother. Does he recognize him? Oh, they're neighbors. 208, 209. I mean, it's the dorm, but I'm just surprised that they're right next to each other. Yeah, I have a lot of predictions. I'll say them at the end. Oh, he wasn't just running to get his feelings out. He was planning on running to apologize to her. Oh, so this is their first Amakatsu? Huh? Wait, Amakatsu Shiro? He's not. So he's not Daigo's brother? Oh, one and only buddy. Oh, I thought they looked alike. Okay, now I'm doubting myself. I think they just look alike because of the art style. Okay, I'm lost. No, I'm not lost. I'm just regathering my thoughts. Amakatsu. She being scouted? That's definitely Dio's voice actor, right? I'm not crazy. Does Yuki know that Toake Daigo is somehow related to the Daigo that she's remembering? Did 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 the Daigo that saved her die? Like why isn't he here? Your contact with relatives and friends will be limited. Is she going to be in a special unit? Sacrifice whatever it takes for rescue. Apply. This is what she wanted, I guess. Fire Company M? Megumi. I heard Megumi. Is that why it's called Megumi no Daigo? I think I get it. I'm putting the pieces together. Megumi no Daigo. So it was a unit. That's why it's like Daigo of Megumi. And it's like Unit M. So the title wasn't really the Daigo that we know. It was the Daigo that saved YUKI. I have to be bigger than her feelings about the rescue. Wow. Have to be bigger than her feelings about the rescue. He's got more motivation now. Oh, okay. I don't think there's an end credit scene. Okay. So in the beginning of this episode, I thought that the Daigo that saved Yuki was this guy, Amakusa. But no, Amakusa is the best buddy of the Daigo that saved Yuki. And if he's not here, then I'm guessing that Daigo sacrificed himself and saved a bunch of people, but ended up dying. Because otherwise he would be here, right? And initially I thought Amakusa was Daigo because they looked alike. Like I thought he could be the Daigo that we know. I thought he could be his brother, but I guess not. And so thinking back to last episode with the flashback with young Daigo and his mom, and they were watching the TV and there was a fire and then she was crying. Maybe the dad was, maybe the, oh, I see. Not, okay, now I no longer think it has anything to do with Daigo's dad. I think the mom was crying because did Daigo die in that fire? Like maybe he saved a lot of people, but maybe he died 10 years ago. Maybe that's what happened. Hmm. And that's why he had to change his name. So he's not associated with his brother. And maybe maybe it was a fire and an earthquake. Is that why the Daigo that we know kind of had that shadow look when they felt that earthquake? he seems to have some bad feelings about earthquakes because he kind of like gritted his teeth. I'm not going to forget that. Maybe I'm just, maybe it's a bit of a stretch. Yeah, I'm starting to think this has nothing to do with kaijus. But I still don't know what could cause so many fires in the first episode unless there really is like an arsonist going around or because okay, so Yuki was saying that that fire 10 years ago was man-made, which means somebody set it up. Was it the CEO, but he died in prison? And Yuki was saying that if he was still here, she would him. Huh. Okay. So I think I understand. And now Yuki is going to join the Megumi squad or unit, whatever you call it. Onoda didn't know about her backstory, so I can't really blame him for that, but definitely feeling the secondhand embarrassment. Hmm. I like the reveals in this show. It's really surprising me, and I like being surprised. I also like making predictions, as you know, and it's okay that I'm wrong. The show will explain everything eventually. And we finally put a face to the voice of Dio, and that's Amakusa. I think his name was Amakusa, and he's the buddy of Daigo. And I'm guessing that's the older brother of the Daigo that we know because he didn't look that old 10 years ago. So I don't think it's Daigo's dad. Could be Daigo's dad. We don't know. And yeah, I am just excited to see more of this story. I wish I could just binge it, but the episodes aren't out yet, obviously. So just have to wait for next week. Thank you for watching. I'm Lunarian Gene. Hope to see you in the next one.